Hi guys, this is Patricia from Yarny Cat Crochet. This is going to be a tutorial on how to make the fall corn. Some of you may know it as Indian corn. I think they've switched it to beaded corn kit to be more PC about it. And Kage wants to be involved as always. But somebody on a hello, somebody on a previous video, sit down baby, sit down. Somebody, I'm gonna have to restart this video, or I'll just go with it. Sit down baby, sit down. There you go, there. Somebody, when I showed this on a previous video, wanted a tutorial on it, and I'll let that person say it was them in the comments. I don't want to out anybody who don't want to be outed about asking. They may be shy, but anyway, so it came with, the beaded kit came with all the different colors of beads, and these pipe cleaners, they're like the wheat color of pipe cleaners. That's the reason why I'm doing this. If you want to get these separate from the kit, I got the kit from Hobby Lobby. I'll put that picture on the screen so you can see what the kit looks like. But it was a fairly inexpensive kit. It makes 8 of these fall corns, is what I'm going to call them, to avoid, you know, triggering anybody. But I love these at fall. They always have a big old, what do you call that, flatbed with a bunch of these on it. I have some pictures somewhere of my husband and my son standing in front of a whole truck full of them. But I love them for decoration. Being in Indiana, we grew up with it as a decoration growing up. I thought these would be really cool. You could use them as magnets on the refrigerator. You could tie a couple of them together with raffia to make it look like a whole bundle. Oh, sorry baby. He's sitting in the wrong place. A whole bundle of the corns, or you could put them in reefs, you know, on a, maybe put 2 or 3, or, you know, or make a full reef out of them. It just depends on how corny you want your reef. But put them with a napkin holder as a place setting, or a place card with one of these. You could actually, they're hollow in the middle, so you could actually stick a place card down in this and have it sideways on your table. Throw a few in the runner with some leaves in the middle of the table, or along your mantle, or whatever. I just think they're freaking adorable. But I'm going to show you guys how to make one, and then if you wanted to, you could just buy an assortment of beads with these colors in it, and it's got like a dark orangey brown and different colors of orange, and some purple and some yellow and white to make these cool things. Okay, and I also recommend when you're making it, put a couple of the same color together here and there. It makes it look more real. If you just split up the colors, you know, and went in order and all that, I think it would look too not like, I mean, I know it doesn't look real, but it makes it look more authentic to occasionally put a couple of the same color together, because that's how it would be on the corn. And it just, to me, it looks better. You do you. But if you make it too separated and mathematical, you know, there is math in nature, but when corn grows, it grows in sometimes together, sometimes separate colors, if you look at some natural stuff. So anyway, you need 3 pipe cleaners. I suggest straightening them out. I'm glad I made that other one first, because I learned a few things before I'm gonna show it to you all. But see, they just want to curl right up, but it's okay. Just straighten it the best you can, because the more I straighten it, the more it seems to want to curl up like a ribbon when you run a knife along the edge of it. Okay, I think that's about as good as we're going to do. Then I take and I make sure all the ends are even, and then I make it where the halfway mark is. So kind of bend it where the halfway mark is all in the middle, because this is how you're going to make your corn. Now you want to twist that a couple of times so it's good and all together. So the middle is twisted together. And then you spread it out. And I noticed you kind of want this bottom part is going to be what you see as your cob. So you want to kind of make it as, you know, flat there as possible, so that when you put your beads on and then you bring it up, you'll have this flat part as your cob, sort of. Okay, so each one of these pipe cleaners, there's no other word, there's no corn related term for this. So each one of these pipe cleaners is going to be a row of corn, and you need 14 beads, and I'm not going to show you it all because that would take forever, but just know that you need to put 14 beads, split them up. Like I said, try and put a couple every so often in different spots on each one of the pipe cleaner stems together, so that it looks more of a natural color distribution instead of even, and each one of the colors matching, you know, in an order. That just doesn't make it look like fall corn. But anyway, so remember, 14 on each stem, and meet me back here if you've already gotten your pipe cleaners and your beads and you're following along. Get 14 on each stem, and you're going to want them pointed up because the beads tend to keep falling off. But after you get 14 on each one, I will show you the next step. I'm going to pause it here and start it back again. I just want to pop back in here. I'm halfway, and you see how I'm just keeping them in my hand like this to keep the beads from falling. Also, it helps to keep them lined up as you're doing it. It's just easier that way. It's like trying to rein in an octopus, which I've never done, but I'm guessing it's kind of like this, trying to hold all 6 stems up, because you're going to want to straighten them as much as you can when you do the final twist at the top. And you can see I'm putting the colors, and occasionally I'll put 2 of the same colors together. It makes it look more real. I'm not the best at knowing when to use the air quotes, but anyway, so, and we're gonna stop again, and I'll come back when I've fully got each one with 14 on there. But like I said, keep them cupped in your hand. It helps you rein it in a little bit better, and then you can use the other hand to put the beads on, and we'll be right back. Okay, I've got all my beads on. As you can see, it's starting to look corn cobby. Now these, if you get really close, you can see it. There's not a solid center in here. I was thinking it out, and you could always get like a yellow or a tan color or whatever hair curler, you know, like the thin ones, or Nerf dart. It could be orange or yellow. I would get something yellow, but if it's thin enough to go in the middle of there, you could probably like hot glue it, these to the side. But this craft in particular doesn't call for it, and I think they're cute enough, you know, where you don't have to worry. From a distance, it does definitely look solid, and it's not too bad up close either. So you don't really need a middle, but you could put a middle in there to make it more solid, or even like a painted piece of foam if you needed a solid middle, but you don't have to. So you want to straighten them up as good as you can. I kind of just squeeze them with my hands. You see there's a little bit of the cob. It's not really perfect, but it's cute. I think it's cute. Okay, so you got them all as straight as you can. I just kind of squashed mine in my hand and then fiddled with the beads. Made sure each one was side by side because they tend to want to squish up and not straighten out for you. So just make sure that your beads, the bottom set of beads, are side by side of each other. And then just squish it as good as you can together. Okay, so you got your corn cob. Then you take the top and you simply just twist it. And you twist it a couple of times and then straighten your cob out as you go because it's gonna try to get twisted itself. That's why you kind of want to hold the base while you're, or the top, not base, while you're twisting, so you don't twist up your corns like I just did. But anyway, and just keep reshaping that. But get your top twisted as good as you can, straightening out your little corn rows the best of your ability. And then you take the top and you just, as it would be on a corn silk, if you've ever opened up a corn, there's corn silk on top. This is supposed to be the silk. Hope I'm using the air quotes correctly. But anyway, then you have your little, now I have a pair, and this one kind of got bent up when I put it in the bag, so I'm just going to fix it a little bit. But now I have a pair of corns. Aren't they cute? That's all. It's a simple process. 3 pipe cleaners. In the middle, which you saw, I folded mine up so that all the pieces were upright. And then at that base, you take, I'm just going to do a visual aid because I've already really showed you, but you know, it's just 3 of your pipe cleaners straightened out, folded in half, and then where you got that half part, you twist it. And then you straighten out all your pipe cleaners. You put 14 beads on each arm of the corn cob, and then straighten them out and take the top and you hold it at the very top, and then you just twist that so your little corn rows don't get all twisted, and then you straighten them out into corn silks and you have your little corns on the cob. So cute, perfect for fall. You can kind of see the cob base on it. It's not real thick because, face it, they're pipe cleaners and they aren't very thick. But super cute for decoration. At least I thought so. Perfect craft for the kids to do. To me, it was more of a perfect for me, mind clearing craft, but also very useful decorative. Like I said, you could stick a card. I don't think I have one on me. I did have some Irani's cards, but I don't have one on me right now. But you could stick a card down in there and make it like a name tag for the table. Or like I said, you could put them in the middle with a bunch of leaves and little pumpkins and make a table runner. You could put them into a wreath and make a, you know, a decorative wreath for your door. Or you could glue them onto a magnet, make them refrigerator magnets, put them on your mantle or your entertainment center with some leaves and pumpkins and make a mantle decoration. But yeah, aren't they adorable? So adorable. I hope you guys enjoyed this short little tutorial, that I didn't make it too lengthy and boring or confusing. Not trying to do that, but anyway, awesome. I hope the person that asked for to show how to do it got the information that she needed from it, and that it was helpful. And hope you guys are being little joy bombs in your corner of the world, sharing your craft, sharing your passion, sharing your joy. And if you can't do anything else today while you're out running your errands and you run across somebody, make sure to give them your best smile, because you don't know what that person's been through, and your smile might be just what they need to turn their day around. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.